And one day, the entire country is going to know the Valley has college football.
UTRGV head football coach Travis Bush and his staff. Starting from scratch, we'll show you how the Vaqueros are preparing for their inaugural season in 2025. Next on V's Up. Inside look at UTRGV football.
I'm all in. We're going to rally the Valley, baby. You get your orange on, and let's make this the best it's ever been. V's up. Thank you.
Welcome to V's Up Inside Look at UTRGV football. Over the next half hour, we'll fill you in on the changes taking place at UTRGV to get the Vaqueros ready for their inaugural season in 2025. We'll tag along with UTRGV head football coach Travis Bush and his staff. Plus, we'll show you how the Vaquero football program is impacting the Valley. But first, let's take a look back at how UTRGV got to this point.
Who's ready for some college football in the RGV?
The idea of college football in the Valley talked about for years before the official announcement of the UTRGV football program last November. In 2016, UTRGV announced it would conduct a football feasibility study.
That I coached at Texas.
The university selected former Texas head coach Mack Brown to serve as the committee's chair. In 2021, a student referendum supporting an increase in the intercollegiate athletics fee passes. Football among the programs aided by the fee increase.
But our students spoke last fall. We listened, and thank you for reshaping and recreating the future of our university and of the Rio Grande Valley.
November 2022, the UT System Board of Regents approves the fee increase. UTRGV officially announces the creation of a football program the next day.
It's not a surprise announcement, I don't think. I think everybody's kind of aware of what we're going to do.
The university then introduces head football coach Travis Bush at a press conference in December.
I've always said if the Valley ever got a college football team, holy smokes. Watch out. I don't think I said smokes, but it's going to be fun.
What Coach Bush calls fun is actually a demanding job. Building a football program requires many hours, days, and years of preparation. We spent an entire day with Coach Bush and his staff in April. The Vaquero coaches jumping from meeting to meeting as they got ready to hit the road for recruiting.
Top of the morning from the UTRGV football offices. The makeshift hub for UTRGV football, a far cry from what the future home of Vaquero football will look like. The Vaqueros Performance Center scheduled for completion by the summer of 2025. Inside the current home of UTRGV football, Coach Bush envisions a prosperous future.
And at some point, again, want to compete for championships. And that's, again, I think, I don't ever want to promise things we can't back up or, but, we can control that. We can control what we do on a daily basis.
With no players, football gear, or practice fields anywhere in sight, the staff's main focus is on planning. Their first mission to hit the road and evaluate talent.
In spring recruiting for 6 weeks, we'll get off the road, evaluate those, getting the offers out we need to get out.
Just about every school in the major metropolitan areas of Texas jotted down on the whiteboards in the room. The staff also seeking talent right here in the 956.
Again, we'll start right here and really working our way up.
No area emphasized more than a region known as the Texas Triangle. The state's most populated cities are in the region: San Antonio, Austin, Houston, and the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
We talked about, I think 75% of the entire state's population is in that area now. Doesn't mean we won't get out here.
Many college football coaching staffs are made up of more than a dozen members, ranging from coordinators who focus on X's and O's to assistants who focus on other aspects of football. UTRGV starting out with 4 coaches total, including Coach Bush.
Tough teams win, tough people win in life, but it's more being proactive.
Coach Bush's staff made up of men he has coached or worked with previously. Defensive coordinator Brian Gamble, defensive backs coach Adrian McDonald, and offensive line coach Jeff Bowitt.
This job and what it entails right now, it's a different job, and And we mentioned the word grinders and those guys. I mean, we talk about what we want to build in our program, the type of guys we're looking to recruit are tough competitors with a great work ethic, and that's them. Those are tough guys. They all add different value. They've all played college football.
After a quick break, the group gathers in Coach Bush's office to review video of potential recruits.
With your little tight end there.
The group watching countless highlight reels, paying close attention to every detail, including physical traits and how players move on the field.
Coach said throw it to this guy. Right. I'm going to throw it to him.
After the video session, the group makes its way to a restaurant in Edinburgh to meet with UTRGV season ticket holders and donors.
We're 870 days away from kickoff, and a matter of fact, if it's a 7 o'clock kickoff, we have just kicked off. We are playing defense first, Coach Gamble, so we're going to kick off to somebody in 870 days, but we're going to blink, and it'll be here.
The ecstatic coach giving those in attendance an update on the status of the football program.
It's been fun. It's been neat to build the thing. Lot of meetings right now. We got construction going on.
The mixer providing Bush with an opportunity to introduce his staff to the public.
We've got a lot of work to do, but again, tough competitors, a great work ethic. That's what these four guys represent. That's what you're going to get out of us every single day.
Coach Bush and his coaches can finally call it a day. Some would call it work, but not Travis Bush.
I haven't worked since December 15th. This isn't work. You wake up every morning at 3-point stance, fired up, to be around people you love.
Fired up indeed. After all, Coach Bush did say it's going to be a fun process. Coach Bush plans on having a full staff by the fall of 2024 when the Vaqueros hit the field for their first year of practice. Coming up after the break, we'll take a closer look at the Vaqueros Performance Center. Next on V's Up, inside look at UTRGV football.
V's Up, inside look at UTRGV football. We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome back to V's Up, inside look at UTRGV football. In order for any college football program to compete, teams need to land the best recruits possible. Valley Sports Central's Blake Holland takes a closer look at what the Vaqueros are doing to attract athletes. Blake, take it away.
This field, just an ordinary field for now on UTRGV's campus. But this field, the future for UTRGV athletics.
It's going to be one of the crown jewels for the athletics department, but really for the campus at large.
College football is coming to the RGV. The athletic department with lots to prepare for as football kicks off in 2025. One of those tasks, a new performance center.
The beauty is, obviously it's going to be a football facility for day-to-day operations for our program, right? Coaches' offices, meeting space, weight room, sports medicine, academic success center.
The Vaqueros Performance Center, the new headquarters for UTRGV football. The VPC, part of an $85 million undertaking for the athletic department. The project will break ground by the end of 2023.
You'll see our practice fields. That's going to be a little sped up. You'll see that project will start probably sometime this fall. We need to have those ready by next summer as our student athletes will report in fall of 2024. So we have a whole lot of irons in the fire right now, but our hope is, and what we're being told, is that we'll be able to move into the Vaqueros Performance Center summer of 2025.
The VPC, a game changer for the entire athletic program. All student athletes will have access to the facility.
We'll have some 400 to 420 student athletes when we start our football program and our swim and dive program. And so not only will our football young men be able to use that facility, but so will so many of our other programs.
The excitement for football in the Valley has been phenomenal.
We are still 2 years away from UTRGV's inaugural season, but the support from the community is already there. Around 2,000 season tickets have already been sold.
I think the mantra of Rally the Valley, the commitment to playing games at existing facilities in both locations, I think that's really helped communicate to the entire region that this is going to be their team, this is going to be their program.
As far as the venue for the Vaquero football Saturdays, UTRGV is committed to playing in both Cameron and Hidalgo counties.
Like we said from the beginning, we're going to play at least one game a year in Cameron County and in Brownsville, and then we're going to play the other home games here in the Upper Valley.
With the facilities already established here in the Valley, they believe they can compete with other schools in the conference from day one.
As you look at Central Arkansas or Eastern Kentucky or North Alabama, Southern Utah, the schools that we're going to be playing against, our facilities here will fit very well within that conference.
UTRGV currently doesn't house its own football stadium, but don't rule that out of the plans moving forward.
As you look across the landscape, you can see that it may not happen immediately, but at some point, in the evolution of that program, on campus or some type of stadium that becomes the program's own is something that you see pretty common as programs start up. So can't predict the future, but never say never.
The football program will play in the United Athletic Conference, the UAC bringing together the Atlantic Sun and Western Athletic Conferences. 4 out of the 10 teams will be right here in Texas, sparking new rivalries on the gridiron.
And to be able to build rivalries, here in Texas, and our fans and their fans being able to travel to Nacogdoches, to Stephenville, to be able to have easy access, across the state, that's going to be a huge benefit to us, and I think really build excitement here in the Valley.
Tough teams win, tough people win alive.
There's still lots of work to be done until kickoff in 2025. 2 years to go, but history is being made right here in the Rio Grande Valley.
It's special, and it's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for all of us, whether we're working here or whether we're just a supporter of the university or the department or a community member within the Rio Grande Valley. And so get on board now, because I can tell you this, tickets are going to be tough to get that opening day, and a lot of people are going to want to be able to say that they witnessed history.
For more information on how to get your Vaquero football tickets, make sure to head on over to their website, utrgvtickets.com.
Thank you, Blake. No doubt wherever they'll play, Valley football fans will surely come out to watch the college game right here in the 956. Coming up, we'll hear from Valley High School football players eyeing a spot on the UTRGV football team. Plus, the Vaqueros have spirit. How about you? We'll hear from UTRGV dancers and cheerleaders as they get ready to perform on college football Saturdays. Next on V's Up, inside look at UTRGV football.
V's Up, inside look at UTRGV football. We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome back to V's Up, inside look at UTRGV football. Coach Bush and his staff looking for talent all over Texas and right here in the Rio Grande Valley. A group of local standouts from the same high school piquing the interest of the Vaqueros. Their dedication to football leading to an exciting opportunity.
The hard work in the weight room paying off for the Raiders. North coming off an impressive 2022 campaign. The Raiders went 13-1 and reached the 4th round of the playoffs.
All the hard work and chemistry that we built up together really brought us to this point where it's time where the offers are going to start building up for me and the guys.
Back in May, quartet of Raiders received exciting news. North QB Ale Aparicio, center Joe Derek Vecchio, defensive lineman Danny Garcia Jr., and his twin brother offensive lineman Dante Garcia were taking part in team activities when they were pulled aside into a coach's office. The Raiders say they were offered spots on the UTRGV football team as preferred walk-ons.
For us to be called in like that, we didn't think the most of it. We were just expecting like a little pep talk, but to get those news really like opened our eyes and made us think like, oh, we can be something. Our group, all of us together to get an offer, I mean, it's awesome because we dreamed about it the whole time, and then all the work we put in is finally paying off.
While the Raiders still have time to make a decision and study other offers that may arrive, they're thankful for the opportunity.
It's super special because a lot of the times kids down here don't really get those types of opportunities so to be able to get that opportunity, it's really special, and it's a big honor.
The Raiders say having a college football program in the 956 and seeing UTRGV's coaching staff show up to high schools in the Valley provides a big boost to players who aspire to play collegiately.
It's really cool because if everybody picks up the intensity and like the energy, it just goes way up, and they really bring in the competition out there. It gets really intense, so everybody brings out we all bring out the fullest potential in each other.
It was a big thing for the Valley. A lot of eyes opened up. A lot of coaches and athletes looking forward to going there.
No doubt Valley High School football players are excited about having a Division I program right here in the 956. You know who else is excited? The members of the UTRGV Spirit program. Valley Sports Central's Blake Holland catching up with UTRGV cheerleaders and dancers, looking forward to showcasing their skills on college football Saturdays.
Oh, it was electric. We were all very excited.
We're just so excited to be able to showcase our talents on that football field.
Football in the Rio Grande Valley meets the Spirit Squad at UTRGV. The Spirit Squad in full force for UTRGV basketball and volleyball games, now a new opportunity. The sidelines on football Saturdays.
We're trying to prepare and polish our teams for the expansion of the program when football comes into play, no pun intended. With that comes more performance opportunities and more team growth.
Isela Gomez already prepping for the football program. UTRGV Spirit program expanding their cheer and dance teams, as well as the number of mascots. More members means more work in the off-season.
There's going to be a lot more conditioning during the off-season, as you know, football is a lot longer than a basketball game or a volleyball game, but it will just push the team and the individuals on the team to be better.
Performance on game day Saturdays also looks a lot different. With a new field comes new energy.
We are just so excited because versus a court to a football field, the dance performance and energy needed is completely different.
The expansion of the cheer program piquing the interest of schools across the valley. The Spirit program already receiving lots of feedback.
They are very interested in joining our program because it is growing and they are getting a lot of media attention and excitement as the date rolls forward.
Until then, the Spirit Squad will be business as usual. The future of the program is sky high as football Saturdays come to the 956.
Thank you, Blake. No doubt the dancers and cheerleaders will bring the energy on game days. After the break, the man in charge of leading UTRGV football joins us in studio. Head coach Travis Bush chats with us about a variety of topics, including his staff's plans for the fall. Next on V's Up, Inside Look at UTRGV football.
V's Up, Inside Look at UTRGV football. We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome back. We are joined now by the head coach of the UTRGV football team, Travis Bush. Coach, thanks a lot for joining us. First off, just what's it been like for you guys on the road recruiting and moving all over Texas?
It was, I tell you what, it was a grind. You know, it was, we were out 6 straight weeks, and really just a staff of 4, myself included, doing the job of a normal staff of 10. So it was a grind, and for the head coach, you know, head coach normally doesn't do that, but had to at this time, and so kind of take me back to my assistant coaching days. But no, we were on the road. I think we hit over 500 high schools in 5 weeks between the 4 of us. So it was a grind. It was fun, but good to see the response we're getting across the state about UTRGV football.
And what's that response been like from kids out there, coaches outside the Valley, as they hear about this program that's on the rise?
Well, and it's you know, again, we focused on Texas, and for our level, I believe there's enough kids, enough student athletes in this state. So the Texas high school football coaches were really excited about another Division I opportunity in the state that's gonna look at their young men and look to go after Texas kids. So it was good. Everyone's pretty excited, and that's what was encouraging for us as we got further and further north away from the Rio Grande Valley, that the excitement and everything was still there.
How helpful is it for you guys as a staff to have
a go-around per se, because you don't play until 2025, just to have a chance to go out there and see talent. Just how much of an advantage is that for you guys as you guys have extra time to prepare for football games?
Yeah, well, we can. There's a lot of things we're working on right now, but we're really, without the I guess the stresses of having a team on campus and practices and games and stuff, we can focus on other things and really take our time in the recruiting process, evaluate, be on the road, see a lot of games this fall as well. So some things that other guys can't do, we have the opportunity to do this year.
Once this upcoming football season is over, what will be the next step for you guys at that point?
Well, through the season too, again, you're constantly recruiting, and that's an all-time thing. You got to be recruiting pretty much every day throughout the year. So in the fall, while other people are in season, we'll have a routine as we're doing during the week in the office, but we'll be at games every Friday. We're going to go watch the guys we're recruiting, go watch high school games. Use that time as well to watch college games and go look at college atmospheres and go look at teams we're going to play and things like that. So we'll have the ability to do that as well. Again, not having a season of our own, but again, trying to keep that normal routine as we can. And then it's another turnaround. We get to the end of the season and signing day is getting close, so we'll be honing in on that first signing class in school history in the February 24.
And how excited are you guys as a staff just to know that having a chance to sign players, that moment is right around the corner?
It is. We're going to blink, and there's going to be buildings going up, and there's going to be practice fields, and we're going to have a signing class, and we're going to have a full staff. That's probably what I'm most excited about is some reinforcements on staff. But no, the one thing, it is a grind, and we've got tough dudes. I love our staff, and they've been getting after it. But we are going to enjoy the process, and it is a process, and it's a difficult process, but we're going to enjoy it along the way, and we've got the best leader with Chase Conk. I mean, he's amazing, and excited for the opportunity to follow his lead on everything.
We've been talking a lot of X's and O's. Lay back a little bit now. What are some of your top 3 football movies?
Movies? Well, at my age, you got to go back to the original, The Program. That was a classic. I've always liked the Varsity Blues movie, and that's because most of the extras were my college teammates. So they filmed it in Austin, and we got done playing at Southwest Texas, and the guys that were eligibility was up, they went and tried out, and they all made it. So all that majority of that locker room, that cast was all my college teammates. So I like watching that one as well. And then you got classic Friday Night Lights, which is Texas high school football.
Who are some of your football role models, whether it's people you know or people you've seen from afar?
Getting into coaching, you study people, and I've had been blessed to work for some great people and really have a lot of good mentors. But it starts at home, with my father, with Bruce Bush, the real Coach Bush, as I say, and what he's done, and always been a role model and mentor. You go back to Larry Coker starting UTSA and that experience and how that's benefiting now. Gary Patterson, David Bailiff, those guys working early on as a young coach. Tom Herman's gotten a lot from him that's helped our programs, and going to spend some time with him in training camp with Florida Atlantic again. So, I mean, and the list goes on. There's so many, but it's still learning and still growing right now. So that's part of this game.
So the Vaqueros hit the field in the fall of 2025. In the meantime, what's the message for the fans out there interested in watching and knowing more about this football program?
It's real. It's coming. We appreciate the support. The support's been amazing. Keep buying the tickets because in August of 25, there's going to be a sold-out stadium somewhere down here in the valley, and we're going to take the field in some bright orange. It's going to be pretty. So.
Coach, thanks a lot for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
2025 is kickoff for UTRGV football. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.